Jerry toiled under the sun, trying to fix his driveway, when a strange cover grabbed his attention. Curiosity got the best of him. What could it be? Tugging it open, he uncovered a hidden trapdoor. His heart raced as he swung it wide, revealing a mysterious, dimly lit underground room. But it was what he found inside that really shocked him. Jerry swiftly grabbed his phone. With a trembling voice, he dialed the police, recounting the haunting discovery that turned his routine day into a pulse-pounding journey into the unknown. As the police rushed to the scene, Jerry's mind raced with questions, wondering what secrets lay beneath his own home and what awaited him in the shadows of that clandestine chamber. Jerry's heart pounded in his chest. Could this be real? His voice trembled as he detailed the situation to the police, realizing it sounded as strange to him as it did to them. Would they believe his story? Soon, police sirens wailed in the distance. Jerry scrambled up the ladder, anxiously waiting on his driveway. No chance he'd venture into that room again. It was now the police's job to handle the mystery he stumbled upon. He's done his part for today. He was going to leave it to the experts to find the answers. As he handed over the reins of investigation, Jerry couldn't shake the lingering unease, wondering what revelations awaited him once the authorities unraveled the secrets buried beneath his home. Jerry stood there, jaw-dropping, as the police stepped into the dark room. Their voices filled the silence, confused and curious. A knot of anticipation tightened in Jerry's stomach, hoping they'd discover what he knew was lurking below. When they emerged, Jerry was left dumbfounded. The questions echoed in his mind. What did Jerry stumble upon? Why did he dial the police? And what left him wide-eyed? The room held secrets that promised a seismic shift. Jerry couldn't resist the thrill of the unknown. The mystery unraveled before him, and he brimmed with excitement to uncover the twists hidden in the shadows. Jerry's driveway had been an eyesore since he moved in. The messy, run-down space bothered him for 3 long months, but the chaos of life kept him from fixing it. Cluttered with tools and garden debris from his ill-fated attempt at landscaping without a green thumb, the driveway was a constant reminder of unfinished business. Then came a lazy Sunday, a day of reckoning. Jerry cranked up some 90s tunes for motivation and dove into the clutter. Slowly but surely, progress unfolded before his eyes. In the midst of the cleanup, a realization struck him. After today, he could finally use his driveway for its true purpose, a place to park his car. The transformation from chaos to order brought a sense of accomplishment, and Jerry couldn't help but look forward to the newfound functionality of his once-neglected space. As Jerry tackled a few cracks on the side of his driveway with cement, he chanced upon something unexpected. A piece of metal was embedded in the concrete. It had an odd shape, not the usual round sewer hatch. Instead, it was rectangular. Initially, Jerry dismissed it as probably nothing, deciding to leave it be. Yet, as he worked on his driveway, the metal hatch kept nagging at the corner of his eye. The more he tried to ignore it, the more his curiosity grew. Unable to resist the mystery, Jerry reached a breaking point. He couldn't take it any longer. He had to know what lay beneath that rectangular metal hatch. Curiosity got the best of Jerry as he approached the hatch, realizing its substantial size. Big enough for a person to fit through. He mused about how he hadn't noticed it earlier, attributing it to the once cluttered mess of his driveway that obscured everything. Now, with the space cleared, the hatch stood out conspicuously. Crouching down beside it, Jerry attempted to pry it open with his bare hands. No handle was in sight, but a crease around the hatch hinted at its potential to be opened. Frustratingly, the heavy metal resisted Jerry's efforts. Undeterred, he pondered alternative ways to unveil the secrets concealed beneath. Jerry's memory sparked as he recalled seeing a screwdriver somewhere amid the remnants of his driveway clutter. He wasted no time in searching for it and, to his relief, quickly laid hands on the tool. With the screwdriver in hand, Jerry inserted it into the crease around the hatch, exerting all his weight as he pushed down. Luck was on Jerry's side. The hatch yielded. The screwdriver's tip managed to lift it slightly. It wasn't a significant gap, but it proved just enough for Jerry to slide his fingers underneath. Now came the tense part. Jerry had to release the screwdriver and hope the hatch wouldn't come crashing down on his fingertips. It was a nail-biting moment, to say the least. Fortunately, Jerry skillfully slid his other fingers underneath, initiating the slow lift of the heavy hatch using only his fingertips. As the hatch gradually ascended, Jerry managed to slip his whole hands beneath it, granting him the leverage needed for a final push. The hatch met the ground with a resounding bang, and clouds of sand dust billowed up around it. Jerry instinctively shielded his eyes to avoid any sand particles, waiting for the dust to settle. When the air cleared, Jerry peered down, and his eyes widened in shock. Slowly, the realization dawned on him as he took in the sight below. Jerry steeled himself for the expected stench of a sewage pipe, but what met his eyes was anything but that. Beneath the lifted hatch, a long tunnel stretched into the ground. Jerry cautiously peered over the edge, trying to gauge its depth. What mysteries lay below? As Jerry pondered, he noticed the absence of a ladder or stairs. A point on the side indicated where a ladder had once been attached, but now it was nowhere in sight. Determined, Jerry recalled having a ladder somewhere in his garage. Without a second thought, he sprinted inside, eager to unearth the answers concealed in the mysterious underground tunnel. Uncertain if his ladder would be sufficient, Jerry felt compelled to try. The thought of a potential secret room beneath his driveway spurred a curiosity he couldn't ignore. Hurrying back, Jerry maneuvered his ladder into the tunnel just as he heard his neighbor's door open. "Hi, Jerry," his neighbor Lorraine cheerfully greeted. "Oh, hi, Lorraine," Jerry answered. Lorraine, a septuagenarian who had lived there long before Jerry was born, strolled over and curiously inquired, "What do you have there?" Sensing an opportunity to share the bizarre discovery, Jerry hesitated for a moment before blurting out, "I found something strange under my driveway." Jerry thought Lorraine might hold some answers about the mysterious room. "I found this tunnel under my driveway. Do you know what it could lead to? Or maybe if the previous owners built it for something?" he asked, hopeful for insights. Lorraine pondered for a moment before sharing, I do remember one couple who lived there, maybe 20 years ago or so." Jerry's eyes widened with anticipation, waiting for more details. However, Lorraine hesitated. "Oh, I have to get the papers. I'm sorry." Jerry's hopeful expression turned to a frown. Then he remembered Lorraine's struggle with dementia. "All right, maybe I'll talk to you later, Lorraine," Jerry called out as he watched her walk away. Disappointed that she couldn't provide more information, Jerry decided there was no other option but to venture down there and explore for himself. Returning to his garage, he grabbed a flashlight, a face mask, and a pair of gloves, determined to be prepared for any surprises. Jerry considered the possibility of encountering trapped gases from decaying rodent corpses, having been closed for 20 years. He shuddered at the thought but pressed on, hoping not to find any unpleasant surprises in the mysterious underground space. With his face mask secured and gloves in place, Jerry took a final deep breath of fresh air. Offering a quick prayer in his mind, he began his descent into the unknown. The ladder stretched down the tunnel, but its bottom didn't quite reach the ground where Jerry stood. Consequently, he had to hang himself down the first few meters, stretching his toes to find the ladder. Heart pounding, Jerry dangled there, toes searching desperately for the rungs. Fortunately, he located them, allowing him to descend carefully and explore the mysterious depths below. Jerry sighed in relief as his feet touched the ground, escaping the grip of the ladder. But was it really safe? He wasn't so sure. All around him was pitch black, the only light filtering in from the tunnel above. A single step to the right or left, and he'd be engulfed in darkness. Quickly, Jerry grabbed his flashlight, bathing the room in its beam. In the light's glow, Jerry noticed a multitude of particles, dust and sand, most likely. Grateful for his decision to wear a mask, he pondered the potential hazards. Breathing in that stuff wouldn't be good for anyone, and he silently thanked his foresight. The feeble beam of Jerry's flashlight struggled to illuminate the vast room, indicating its substantial size. Stepping away from the tunnel to let his eyes adjust, Jerry gradually discerned the surroundings. His gaze swept across a scene of disorder: boxes stacked haphazardly in one corner, a makeshift kitchen in another, and an unexpected sight: a baby crib tucked behind a table. The disarray was overwhelming, and a layer of dirt and grime coated everything. To Jerry's horror, amid the clutter, he discovered the things he hoped not to find. The room seemed frozen in time, holding secrets that begged for unraveling, as Jerry grappled with the unsettling reality of what lay hidden beneath his seemingly ordinary driveway. Jerry cautiously navigated the room, his steps slow and deliberate to avoid tripping over scattered items. Donning his gloves, he started clearing a path, causing cockroaches and other insects to scuttle away from the disturbed darkness. Each rustle prompted a small heart attack, but Jerry pressed on. He needed to see it all. Aware he'd never willingly venture into this underground realm again, he persevered. Ripping the tape off one of the boxes, he peered inside to find clothing and personal items, likely remnants of the previous owners. Yet, amidst the ordinary, Jerry's eyes snagged on something out of the ordinary. As Jerry sifted through the pile of old clothing and personal effects he found, his fingers brushed against a cold, hard surface. At first, he wasn't sure what it was, but after further checking, he realized it was a hidden door. Because it was so carefully hidden, he didn't even realize it was at all until he looked closer. His heart raced at the thought of a secret passageway right before him, including all of the mysteries it might hold. The underground room, already filled with intrigue, became even more enticing. With a mixture of trepidation and excitement, Jerry hesitated for a moment before summoning the courage to open the concealed door, uncertain of the new revelations that awaited him beyond its concealed threshold. Upon closer inspection, Jerry noticed a rusty padlock securing the entrance to the mysterious door. Of course, it wouldn't be that easy, he muttered, his fingers tracing the cold metal. An overwhelming urge to unveil the secrets behind the lock surged through him. His determination intensified as he searched the room, finding a sturdy metal rod discarded amongst the rubble. Adrenaline pumping, he grasped it, feeling its weight. Combining desperation and curiosity, Jerry thrust the metal rod against the padlock, hoping against hope to force it open and reveal what lay beyond. Jerry wrestled with the resistant lock, beads of sweat forming on his forehead. Doubt lingered, urging him to reconsider. With a few more forceful strikes, a satisfying snap echoed through the darkness. The door creaked open, unveiling an abyss shrouded in mystery. Before him, a long stairway descended into the unknown, the air growing colder with a mix of anticipation and unease. Jerry hesitated momentarily, but the echo of now or never spurred him on. Taking a deep breath, he cautiously descended into the darkness, prepared to confront the secrets lurking below.
Also, if you have not done so already, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell to get inspired by these real-life stories every day. Now, back to the story.
Descending into the abyss, Jerry's flashlight became his sole guide as the doorway's light faded behind him. The walls, sensing through his touch, defied conventional construction, layered, thick, and hinting at an inner metal lining. In the enigmatic darkness, the specifics eluded him. What kind of room needs this kind of fortification? Jerry pondered aloud. Each step intensified his apprehension, the mysterious space enveloping him with layered walls that seemed to harbor secrets yet to be unveiled. As he ventured deeper, Jerry couldn't shake the feeling that he was on the cusp of discovering something extraordinary. The echoes of his footsteps resonating in the concealed chamber, like whispers of an untold history. Venturing deeper, memories of doomsday preppers from news reports flooded Jerry's mind. Were the previous owners one of those families preparing for the end times? The fortified walls hinted at desperation and perhaps paranoia, an extreme length to go. A sinking feeling settled in Jerry's stomach as he grasped the reality. He was unaware of this part of the house when he bought it. His lawyer scrutinized every inch of the property's blueprints, yet this monumental revelation was nowhere to be found. How could they hide something so monumental? Jerry whispered, grappling with a mix of betrayal and intrigue. With each step, Jerry felt the weight of the unknown pressing down on him. The unsettling notion that there might be a reason this part of the house was concealed lingered in his mind. Thoughts of dangerous chemicals, illegal activities, or even something supernatural raced through his imagination. The sealed entrance and concealed passageway hinted at a perilous secret. Jerry's feet finally touched the level ground, revealing a vast room before him. Rows of sealed boxes, similar to the ones discovered earlier, lined the walls. Yet these boxes were different, metallic, with intricate locking mechanisms and warning labels glinting in the dim light. A shiver ran down his spine as Jerry realized this adventure had only just begun. The boxes, unlike anything Jerry had ever seen, presented a puzzle in themselves. Crafted from dense, dark wood and bound by metal, they seemed to defy any simple attempts at access. Jerry wrestled with one, attempting to pry its lock with the same metal rod, but this time the obstacle proved more resilient. Each attempt only seemed to further seal the contents away from the world. After what felt like hours, a faint click echoed through the room. One of the boxes had finally yielded. Slowly lifting the lid, Jerry's eyes widened and a cold shock coursed through him. Inside lay a set of aged photographs, documentation, and, most chillingly, artifacts that looked like they belonged to a time and place of great historical, perhaps even forbidden significance. Jerry's heart raced as the realization struck him. He was in over his head. These were items that shouldn't be hidden away in a secret basement. They belonged in a museum or perhaps with authorities. The gravity of the discovery pressed upon him, and he knew external guidance was essential to navigate this quagmire. Hastily, Jerry pulled out his phone, intending to call the police or seek an expert's advice. However, as he dialed, he was met with frustrating silence. Glancing at the screen, he muttered, "Of course, I'm practically in a fortified bunker. No way a signal can penetrate these walls." Adrenaline surged through Jerry as he swiftly packed the artifacts back into the box, securing the lid tightly. With the weight of his discovery in hand, Jerry bolted up the stairs. Racing and panting in the darkness, he was careful not to stumble. Each step echoed his urgency, a frantic beat propelling him toward the surface. He needed to break free from the confines of the underground chamber and find a place where he could connect with the outside world once more. The darkness was disconcerting, but what he found was even more confounding. As he ventured deeper, Jerry couldn't shake the feeling that he was on the cusp of discovering something extraordinary, the echoes of his footsteps resonating in the concealed chamber like whispers of an untold history. Stepping into the daylight, Jerry's first breath of fresh air felt like a lifeline. Hastily dialing 911, the gravity of the situation weighed heavily on his shoulders. "You won't believe what I stumbled upon in my basement," he exclaimed, attempting to convey the enormity of his discovery. Hoping to emphasize the urgency, Jerry explained to the operator, whose calm and even tone belied an underlying skepticism, "Sir, are you in any immediate danger?" Fully aware of how his tale of hidden rooms and mysterious artifacts might sound, Jerry stammered, acknowledging the potential for disbelief from an outsider's perspective. "It's more than just my safety," Jerry urgently conveyed, the panic evident in his voice. "These items, they're old, possibly invaluable. They could be stolen, or worse." Recounting the fortified room, the sealed boxes, and the weight of history in his hands, Jerry pleaded, "Please, I need someone to look at this." The familiar wail of sirens grew louder, pulling Jerry from his anxious thoughts. A police cruiser pulled up, followed closely by another. Officers, their expressions a mix of curiosity and caution, approached the house. Jerry, relief palpable, rushed to greet them, eager to lead them into the depths of the mystery he had stumbled upon. Inside, Officers exchanged puzzled glances as they assessed the concealed stairwell, mentally bracing themselves for the enigma ahead. "We might be in over our heads," one officer murmured to another. Jerry, keen on preserving the artifact's integrity, interjected, "I think these boxes require specialized handling." "Maybe an archaeology or antiquities unit?" The leading officer nodded, recognizing the unusual nature of the call and the necessity of experts to unravel the full story behind Jerry's astonishing discovery. As the specialists were summoned, a sense of anticipation hung in the air, as if the hidden room held not just artifacts, but a tale of intrigue and mystery that demanded the expertise of those who could decode the secrets of the past. Upon carefully lifting the lid of the first box, a collective gasp resonated throughout the room. Stacks of crisp bills, neatly bundled together with rubber bands, greeted the onlookers. Successive boxes revealed a sea of currency, prompting one officer to whisper, This has to be millions," with both awe and shock in his voice. The house buzzed with activity as officers cataloged each box, while detectives engaged in hushed conversations, piecing together the unexpected puzzle. The sheer magnitude of the discovery necessitated more than just a local inquiry. "We need to go deeper," remarked one detective, acknowledging that this kind of money doesn't just materialize out of thin air. Embarking on their investigative journey, detectives delved into the house's history using property records, bank transactions, and witness accounts as their guiding compass. The trail led them to the couple that had sold Jerry the house. However, records revealed they had vanished without a trace, leaving a myriad of unanswered questions. As the layers of the investigation peeled away, a familiar tale from 2 decades past began to reverberate within the detectives' minds. In a classic bank robbery scenario, the culprits are never apprehended, and the stolen money remains elusive. The puzzle pieces fell into place, providing a potential explanation for the enigmatic contents of the hidden room. A detective posed a compelling question. What if they were the robbers? He presented newspaper clippings detailing an unsolved heist from years before, highlighting the undeniable similarities. The audacity of the theft, the subsequent disappearance of the robbers, and the staggering amount of money stolen. All the pieces fell seamlessly into place. Jerry's house had unwittingly concealed the secret of 2 fugitives and their ill-gotten gains for over 2 decades. It was a revelation that added a layer of intrigue to the quiet, unassuming couple who had been living a life on the run, right under everyone's noses. The fortified walls, the clandestine design, and the strategic underground placement all began to align with a singular purpose. The bunker wasn't a mere storage space. It was a carefully hidden and crafted safe for the stolen wealth gathered by the criminal couple. They had generously created a maze, concealing their ill-gotten gains right underneath a residential area. This would ensure their bounty remained untouched and unseen for years. However, the perplexing question lingered. Why did they opt to leave it there? Or perhaps, why never return for it? The mystery deepened as Jerry pondered the potential motivations behind their enigmatic decision. The authorities, armed with compelling evidence and heightened determination, launched an extensive manhunt. Alerts resonated, circulating photos and interrogations extended to every known associate. The tranquil town transformed into the epicenter of an unprecedented search operation. "They can't have gone far," declared an officer, determination etched across his face. The once serene town now buzzed with anticipation as law enforcement, fueled by newfound information, closed in on the fugitives who had skillfully evaded justice for 2 decades. Every corner, every hideaway, became a potential refuge for the elusive pair, turning the manhunt into a relentless pursuit that gripped the entire community with a sense of urgency and suspense. After weeks turned into months, the unwavering persistence of the police bore fruit. A crucial tip guided detectives to a small coastal town. With surveillance footage and eyewitness accounts, they orchestrated a quiet arrest in a local cafe concluding the fugitive's tale. Aged and under the illusion of having outsmarted the law, the fugitives faced the inevitable. The relentless pursuit of justice bridged the two-decade gap, finally closing the chapter on a mystery that had endured for far too long. As the legal proceedings unfolded, the artifacts Jerry discovered played a pivotal role, becoming key evidence that connected the hidden room to a long-forgotten crime, bringing closure to a community haunted by unanswered questions. With handcuffs securely fastened and their rights read aloud, the two stood as stark contrasts to the life they had built post-heist. "It was a long time ago," one of them muttered, their voice tinged with resignation. The clandestine life, characterized by fake identities and a perpetual watchfulness, had come to a dramatic and definitive end. The town buzzed with disbelief, grappling to reconcile the image of their erstwhile neighbors with the now revealed bank robbers. The hidden room, once a testament to their secrecy, now echoed with the resounding clatter of justice finally catching up. In the wake of the fugitives' capture and the recovery of the stolen funds, Jerry found himself with an extensive underground bunker. Despite jests from friends about transforming it into a man cave or private cinema, the space served as a persistent reminder of the house's weird past. Contemplating whether to permanently seal it off or discover a purpose that could transform its tainted history into a hopeful future, Jerry faced a pivotal decision for the hidden room, once a mysterious enigma, now awaiting a fate that could define its legacy. The underground chamber held the echoes of a bygone era, prompting Jerry to ponder if it could be repurposed as a community space or a place for reflection, turning a once-hidden mystery into a beacon of positive transformation for both himself and those around him. Unexpectedly, after all of the legal proceedings and asset recovery were done, the bank chose to reward Jerry for his accidental yet pivotal role in solving a long-cold case. The substantial reward not only paid off his mortgage but also promised a surplus amount so he could live a comfortable life. Stunned into silence, Jerry stared at the check, completely dumbfounded, and his mind whirring with possibilities. The hidden room, once shrouded in mystery and unease, now emerged as the catalyst for a brighter future. Jerry contemplated how to use this unexpected windfall wisely, considering investments, charitable contributions, and perhaps even fulfilling a few long-held dreams that were once deemed out of reach. While the reward brought Jerry relief and joy, the bunker remained a problem. Every evening, he would stand at its entrance, feeling the weight of its history pressing on him. Suggestions from friends and family poured in: a wine cellar, a gym, a rental space. Each idea made sense, but none felt right. Jerry found himself torn between preserving the bunker as a piece of local lore or erasing its presence entirely. The decision weighed heavily on his mind, the underground chamber holding secrets that begged for resolution. As he grappled with the dilemma, Jerry contemplated whether transforming the space into a community museum or educational center might be a way to honor its past while contributing positively to the present. The hidden room, once a source of mystery and unease, became a crossroads where the echoes of history met the potential for a shared and meaningful future. After weeks of contemplation, Jerry's heart guided him toward closure. The bunker had already divulged its secrets, and it seemed inappropriate to repurpose it lightly. With the assistance of contractors, he initiated the process of sealing it, ensuring that its dark tales remained confined to the past. The undertaking was comprehensive but afforded Jerry a sense of relief. Now, rather than being a symbol of criminal audacity, his backyard symbolized his resolve to look forward, leaving the shadows behind. The hidden room, once a source of mystery and intrigue, became a sealed vault, allowing Jerry to embrace a new chapter in his life, free from the weight of the secrets that had lingered beneath the surface.